All right, we're live. So welcome back to Dapp University. So today we got a lot to talk about in our live stream. We're going to look at a free crypto airdrop. We're going to look at what Instagram might be doing in the blockchain space with NFTs on their social platform. We're going to look at a lot of the news updates that have happened in the space since our live stream yesterday. Again, we do these live streams Monday through Friday on this channel. Just turn on notifications, subscribe. You'll find out about those whenever we go live. We're going to look at the crypto markets, answer some of your questions, and a lot more. So if you're new around here, hey, I'm Gregory, and on this channel, I turn you into a blockchain master. So if that's something that you're interested in, then smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe to this channel. And if you will learn how to master blockchain step-by-step start to finish, then head on over to dappuniversity.com/bootcamp to get started today. Last but not least, like nothing I'm saying in this video is not be financial advice for you. And there's lots of scammers down in the comment section below. Just ignore them. Like I'm never going to give you my phone number on YouTube, ask you to invest with me, try to DM you on a social network, get you into like a secret chat or something like that. You know, do some sort of investment. It's not going to happen. So we got people jumping in the chat here. We got Dula, Ethan, Rob. Sorry, the chat keeps moving on me while I'm trying to talk. Anthony, welcome. So let me know if you all can hear me okay. Looks like my live streaming software is pinwheeling. Can y'all hear me okay? Let me know in the live chat if you all can hear me okay. Awesome. You can see me okay? Camera's working okay? Okay, awesome. Yeah, I think it just temporarily kind of hiccuped. All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. So we got a lot to cover today. So first of all, let's start off with what Instagram might be doing with NFTs on their social platform. Okay, so I've been following some breadcrumbs online about this for a while, but I wanted to bring it up on our live stream today. With this tweet thread, I'll go ahead and put a link to the thread down in the live chat replay. You all can into this to the tweet thread here. But we've been talking about this for some time now. Possibilities of what Instagram could be doing with an NFT integrations into their platform. Okay, and yesterday I saw this come out. This has been out for a while now, but I just became aware of it yesterday, and so I want to bring it up and talk to you all about it. So this was an AMA, so it Ask Me Anything, all right, with Adam, who's the head of Instagram, okay, talking about this. All right, so I want to pull up this little clip on my screen here, and hopefully you all can hear it. Let me just change my audio software here. Looks like my audio software is... Let's just play this.
Nothing to announce yet, but we are definitely actively exploring NFTs and how we can make them more accessible to a broader audience. I think that's an interesting place that we can play, and also a way to hopefully help creators.
Yeah, so this is just a soundbite, you know, nothing like super official just yet, but this actually is straight from straight from his mouth and his AMA that they are exploring this. And so let's speculate on what this could be, okay? So something to help creators, like you just said, and some way in which we could have, expand the audience of who can experience NFTs in the first place. So let's talk about why they might be doing this in the first place. Basically, you see lots of people rushing the NFT space because they've seen such a huge boom over the past year and how that could potentially, drive revenue for their own businesses. So, I mean, OpenSea, we can see the volume that OpenSea does on chain. It's totally public and verifiable. So you can go see you can see how much revenue OpenSea is generating. You can see all the trading activity. Coinbase is launching their NFT platform. I've been talking tons of updates on that on this channel. They talked about how the NFT platform could be a bigger revenue driver than their own crypto business. So there are a lot of people making massive bets on NFTs. I hear people all the time, just out on the street or, whatnot. Basically, people who are not in my crypto circles, whenever they talk about crypto, ask me questions about it, they almost always ask about NFTs. They never ask me about DeFi. Sometimes they ask me about cryptocurrencies, but it's almost like 2-to-1, at least, NFTs over cryptos. So what could Instagram? So that's I believe the reason that Instagram is exploring something like this is they it's a huge validation for the massive impact that NFTs have had and the promise that they hold for the future. So I think we could see something very similar to like what Twitter's working on. So we saw designs in the past of Twitter allow people to connect their wallets to their profiles, to where they can basically display their collections on their profiles. All right. There's other ways you could like tip people. So I have a feeling that's pretty easy, low hanging fruit where you just would connect your wallet. We have some designs here. I don't know if these are official designs. The screenshots in this thread, I don't know if these are like actually from any reputable source or anything like that. I just see some speculative stuff on here. They might be. I just don't know for sure. But anyways, might be something where you connect your wallet like this. You see some sort of confirmation that you sign an address, you sign a message to make sure that you actually own the collection. Then you could display them on your profile, and you have verified digital ownership, maybe on your Instagram profile. I mean, Instagram's a perfect place for this because it's very graphics based, right? Images and video. That's a lot of what NFT collectibles are right now. Of course, there's audio ones and others too, but those are the two main ones. Okay, so this could be huge for NFT adoption, like he was talking about helping creators, number one, and number two, expanding the audience of NFTs, which I think we're just barely scratching the surface for what's possible there. So let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. What this could be. How do you envision this feature rolling out Instagram? How would you, if you were doing this yourself, if you were working at Instagram and in charge of implementing this, what would you include into the platform? How would you do it? So I need that verified check mark. So that's kind of what NFTs have become in some ways is, on-chain verification. Okay, so let's look at, speaking of Instagram and Web 2.0, let's talk about the Web 3.0 boom that keeps happening and sort of the drama that has, ensued from this. So yesterday I talked about, how we saw statements from, Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter, and, from Elon Musk about Web3. So first of all, the Web3 keyword has been trending on Twitter. Now I can see in my Twitter trends here on my screen. There's also some other weird stuff popping up. It's like Ethereum is also trending right now. That's pretty cool. So, we've seen statements from like Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter, about Web3 unfavorable comments, right? And we saw this graphic floating around yesterday. Okay, and we see, lots of people chiming in on this. It's got a lot of retweets. Basically showing this meme of, the Web3 fire hose coming out of Ethereum and Silicon Valley VCs, guzzling from this pipe, while at retail, people like you and me basically just like, catching the little drips of water. So basically, Jack's critique of Web3 that came out yesterday was essentially this. That user ownership of Web 3.0 is an illusion, that it's all just VC ownership, that you own nothing. I mean, I have to go back and look at the tweet. Maybe there's more to it than that, but that was my recollection of it. Okay, if you want to fact check me on that, you can go find the tweet, form your own interpretation, but that's what it looked like. Okay. And so I said yesterday in the live stream that, there's something to this, that not everything that goes by the name Web3 is decentralized, has community ownership, and really, really embodies what I value out of blockchain technology, like trustlessness, decentralization, censorship resistance, all that type of stuff, right? There's a lot of stuff out there that's kind of, it's a facade, but not everything. And Jack also knows this in terms of blockchain. I mean, I think he's pretty into Bitcoin, I'll put it that way, and not many other things that I know of. Okay, so he clearly doesn't want to just take all blockchains and roll them up, throw them in a wastebasket. To me, it's like the truth is somewhere in between. There's something to this graphic and what it looks like, but there's also more to it than just that, right? Of course, as you would if you've been watching this channel. I'm a huge believer in blockchain, the potential for Web 3.0, but not everything's going to work. Not everything actually embodies these values, and that's one of the reasons I am so deep into the Ethereum ecosystem, is because at the base layer of Ethereum itself, I believe those values are pretty well upheld. Okay, now that's probably my only real issue with this is, that VC, I mean, you could take from this interpretation that VCs are just guzzling from Ethereum. I don't think that's necessarily true. I think Ethereum is has had lots of time for ETH, the asset itself, to change hands, for the community to run infrastructure, all that type of stuff. Now people say, hey, you got to have 32 ETH run a validator. Hardly anybody can do that now, but that wasn't always the case, right? Like you could have bought 32 ETH for a couple $1,000 in 2018, 2019, even though full well knowing that ETH 2.0 was on the horizon. Now that's still expensive, but the whole point is you don't have to be a venture capitalist in order to do that. Web 3.0 is completely decentralized, but more decentralized than anything else I know. So also, you have to understand that, like, the values of blockchain technology, like trustlessness, decentralization, all that type of stuff. Some of those, that's kind of a sliding scale too, right? Like, it's a sliding scale. It's a spectrum, right? You could be totally on one side, and even blockchains in and of themselves make trade-offs in some ways to accomplish the best outcome possible, okay? So even if something's not completely decentralized, completely centralized position, all that type of stuff, you have this added benefit of transparency, which is anytime something bad happens, like, you can see exactly what went wrong and who to blame. That is a benefit of blockchain technology, relative to other things. And I mean, Web 3.0 really is a game changer because we talk about this, because I see so much hate, so much shade being thrown at Web 3.0 and community ownership and saying you don't own anything. Well, it's like, and then also the thing about also the basically VCs being completely thrown under the bus in this situation. So I want to clear up a couple things. One, full respect to Jack and everything that he's done. He's built something that's pretty amazing. Okay, so there's no. My respect in that regard is fully intact. The other thing is, I'm not saying that like a VC or a venture capitalist is a bad word in and of itself. Okay, the whole goal is not to exclude venture capitalists from crypto, because you really can't do that. I mean, the whole idea is to have an open, permissionless platform. If venture capital firms want to allocate to this space, like, they should be able to do it. The goal is that everybody else gets to as well. That's how it's different from the system that we have today, where, venture capitalists, angel investors, private equity, and basically people who are already rich get to participate and benefit from the system for massive exponential returns, and most normal people don't. So that's the whole idea, is that you're throwing all these people in the same basket rather than just saying only these people get to do it and these people can't. So we don't want to build something else where we are shutting the doors for somebody else. That's not really the ethos of crypto. So we're talking about community ownership. It's like, and the transparency. I mean, look at Twitter, right? Like, top 10 owners of Twitter Inc., Morgan Stanley Investments, Vanguard Group, BlackRock, right? That's a social network. This is a Web 2.0 social network, and these are the top owners of a Web 2.0 social network, okay? So you could have a Web 3.0 social network, and the only way users are compensated from, using Twitter is by, like, looking at free ads, like personalized ads. So Web 3.0, you could have a social network, or if you were to pull up an ownership chart like this, it would actually be real people who, like, use Twitter. Like, how many people, how many, like, top dogs in these institutions do you think, like, just are passionate users of Twitter? Very few, probably, right? Probably nobody. And then everybody else, it's this dichotomy. They own it, We use it. We have to watch ads, all this type of stuff. You know, if in a Web 3.0 paradigm, we could buy into it, we could own it, we get airdropped free money. You know, maybe we have to watch ads. We'll probably still have ads in Web 3.0, but I don't know. It's just bringing something else to the conversation rather than, you know, just looking at memes and instantly getting shut down because you lack discernment about what you're actually talking about. So I think my connection's getting a little choppy. Let me know if y'all can hear me okay. Somebody says Web 2.0 is trying to own Web 3.0. So basically, I mean, here's the thing. I see the Web 3.0 movement as an expansion, right? We don't have to, like, it's really naive to think that, like, Web 3.0 is just going to burn down, you know, the system and, like, we're going to do away with all our old currencies, you know what I mean? We're going to only have cryptocurrencies and, you know, we're going to just do away with web servers. Web 2.0 is dead. That's not really what happens. It's an expansion, okay? So you like go from Web 1.0 to Web 2.0. We changed how websites worked. We didn't do away with websites, all right? We added new things that we didn't have before, like mobile applications, right? So it's an expansion. It's not burning down the old thing. So I think a very similar thing is happening with 3.0, where we have new possibilities. We still have websites, smart websites, interactive websites, but we now expand what they can do. They have aspects to them that are ownable, right? Crypto assets, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, protocols in the blockchain that are responsible how things work. They may not be totally decentralized, may not be totally censorship resistant, but they can be transparent, right? They can be auditable. That's a big improvement. If you were to create a auditable social network where you can actually see how the algorithms work, or you can actually see all the content that goes in there, there's no question if you're getting shadow banned or something like that, right? That's a transparency benefit. So, all right, so let's talk about a quick airdrop that I saw come across my desk yesterday, because we've been talking about those in the spirit of Web3. You know, one of the whole things about Web3 is basically having, you know, creating tokens where your community can benefit from being early adopters, where you can have this ownership of the thing itself. Okay, and so that's part of the ethos. And so people are experimenting with this. We've seen lots of airdrops with like the Uniswap token, where you get airdropped to the early users, and then that creates a DAO that governs the Uni protocol. And then, you know, you get part of those tokens to participate in the governance process. Okay. So we saw it with 1inch Exchange. We've seen it with ENS protocol. Not all the airdrops are created equally, but at the end of the day, most people just want to know how they're going to get free tokens. So I'm gonna bring up another opportunity that came across my desk that I want to talk about. So crypto exchange BitMEX to launch an airdrop in its native token BMEX. So if you have been a BitMEX user, and even if you're not, it looks like there's still an opportunity to get in on this. So announcing Tuesday, BitMEX said its upcoming BMEX token will be airdropped on February 1st, 2022, and its customers' exchange wallets. First 50,000 new users with a completed KYC can register to get 5 BMEX tokens and 10 Tether stablecoins. So existing traders will get this. So I will put a link to all this down in the description below. Well, actually, I'll put it in the live chat replay. So if you're watching the stream, I just dropped a link that should have all the details for that airdrop. Okay. It's got the supply, the tokenomics, and then this nice closing remark sued by the CFTC. All right. So speaking of Instagram NFTs, Web 3.0, all that type of stuff. I mean, NFTs are definitely part of the Web 3.0 movement. Pretty much everything that you can do on a blockchain is part of Web 3. We're trying to get all our terms straight here. We're trying to figure out what means what. There's a pretty mixed bag of nomenclature, I would say. So a lot of people just say Web 3.0, like cryptocurrencies are Web 3.0, that NFTs are Web 3.0, that the metaverse is Web 3.0. Or sometimes people just say, Web 3.0 is a subset of what's happening with blockchain. It's ambiguous. So, anyways, for those of you that follow the NFT space closely, the Bored Ape Yacht Club just flipped CryptoPunks in terms of floor price. So if you got any Bored Ape holders in the chat, I'm sure y'all are pretty happy about this. If you're a punk holder, probably not so much. So it's been crazy to watch this happen over time. And the NFT phenomenon is absolutely wild. I mean, it's totally exploded over the past year. I mean, honestly, the initial explosion, I personally missed it. It's like they were on my radar. But in terms of what really happened, in terms of the value explosion, I just I missed it. You don't catch everything, and that's an important thing. I mean, I'm okay with admitting that and talking about it, and so why? Because it's helpful for you all to know. Like, even as somebody who watches this space every day, I can't stay on top of everything. I really can't. Like, nobody can know everything. Nobody can stay on top of everything. That doesn't mean that, like, big picture, you have to be like massively wrong about everything because you missed something. That's not what it means. But part of it is that focus is the key, really, to succeeding long term in this space. And so, with that being said, speaking of not being able to stay on top of everything, a quick announcement. We are hiring for Dapp University for 2022. We have 2 primary roles that we're looking for: a blockchain developer, content creator, and also a research analyst, content creator. So part of this helps me stay on top of everything. So if you understand how to research, how to stay on top of everything, how to actually use blockchain, how to trade NFTs, how to swap tokens on Uniswap, and you can pick out relevant things in the news, and you're good on camera, then we definitely want to hire you. Same thing, if you can code for blockchain and you're good on camera and can explain things and like to help other people learn, we want to hire you too. Also, a general thumbnail designer, also just general graphic designer, and a project manager to help us stay on top of all the crazy stuff we got going on here. So I will put a link in the live chat replay here. Okay, so let's and also one more quick piece of housekeeping while I'm here, while we're talking about this. So basically, tomorrow is the last day that I'm going to be streaming until the beginning of January. So I will not be live streaming on Friday or any of the following week after that, but taking some time off of streaming for the Christmas holiday. There's the holidays in general, all the way through New Year's. So I'll be back on January 3rd. So again, tomorrow is my last live stream before the new year. But I'll be back on January 3rd. I'm not going anywhere. Just taking a break. See y'all soon. So let's go ahead and check on the crypto markets here. So my personal view is that things are still looking pretty strong. I've been talking about this over the updates the past couple days. ETH has been holding about $4,000 price level. Bitcoin's trying to get back above $50,000, what it looks like. Big picture, though, what have I been looking at is mostly this. So basically, we've been in a downtrend, and not a big technical analyst. I'm very thesis driven in terms of my long-term view. My long-term view is that we're creating technology that has real benefits and that generates demand, and that the demand can accrue to the value of the cryptocurrencies themselves. Okay, not for every cryptocurrency, but for very specific ones. So that's my general thesis. And I don't often try to call short-term price predictions, right? But I do look at the markets and see, try to offer some insight into what I think is happening, because I do make crypto buys, and so it's important for me to know like when this happens, and it's not financial advice for you, but people ask me my opinion, so here it is. I've seen that we've been in this downtrend, right? When you can kind of draw a line on top of these peaks, it looks like we're getting to a pretty critical level where we might be breaking that downtrend, all right? And the other evidence of that is, these lows, shrinking, right? These lows really stopping their trend, and this volatility basically is forming this wedge. Like people who are super into TA they love wedges, but there's something behind it. There's actually something important, which is basically demand close to these price levels. Basically, if we have resistance here, and when you get to that line, people say, hey, I want to buy at this level. And so it keeps the price, or it's not resistance, support. I do that all the time. I mix up support and resistance. But there's support at these levels where it gets down there and people just want to buy it. Okay, so that could be an indication that could have a trend reversal here. Now, there's a caveat, which is the tweet that I shared out the other day of the graph from 2018 when we had this like really long, consolidation, this massive like 9, 10 month, 12 month wedge or something like that in 2018. And then we just instantly nuked like another 50% lower. So, that type of thing can't happen. But even if you bought and, did that trade without leverage, back then you'd still be sitting pretty because the Bitcoin price was like, I can't remember, like $5,000 at the time. So $5,000-6,000, you'd be up 10x. So yeah, let's see if Bitcoin can confidently break out of its downtrend. Time will tell. Somebody says bull trap. Might be a bull trap. Again, I don't love. I don't really try to make short-term price predictions with confidence, but that's just my take. So one thing that you all can look at if you want some, reading to do over the holidays, or maybe something to share with your friends and family, is the Messari Crypto Theses for 2022. I've looked over some of this. It's definitely a good thing. We can browse through some of it here. I put it in the live chat replay. So this is really just looking at the entire crypto space and talking about pretty much every single aspect of it. So the top 10 narratives and investment themes, people to watch, top 10 thoughts on Bitcoin, American crypto policy, market infrastructure, NFTs and Web 3.0 plumbing, DeFi 2.0, ETH layers and bridges, the DAO, all that type of stuff. So definitely check this out if you want some extra, content to consume outside of just like YouTube videos and Twitter. It's more in-depth, long-form stuff. But we do have some price predictions about what we think could happen with the crypto cycles in here. So they're saying they think the market upside for Bitcoin is $100,000 to $125,000, assuming a certain case scenario, okay? And the ETH scenario could be a 3 to 5x from here of about $4,000. So that'd be 12,000 to 20,000, somewhere in there. We'll see. I think I haven't read through this thing all in depth, so I don't want to misrepresent what's being said here. But I think that's assuming that we have some sort of parabolic blow off top, which I think that's the assumption that that's going to happen and that there will be another long winter. So we'll see if they're right. All right, everybody. So that's all I got for today. As always, smash that like button down below for the YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. That really helps videos out so that more people can learn about blockchain. And if you're as fast enough with technology as I am, you want to get your hands dirty, how can you get started today? Well, you go to my YouTube homepage and find my free courses there. I like Udemy courses, but they're totally free. And if you like those and you want to take the next step, or hey, maybe you want to take a master shortcut entirely, I can show you how to become a blockchain master step by step, start to finish, over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. You don't have to be an expert to get started today. I've helped people with zero coding experience become real world blockchain developers in a matter of months. So that's all I've got. And until next time, thanks for watching Dapp University.